Hey there! Welcome to another Speedpaint journal by St. Lindoria. Welcome to my mind. So I have something to admit. My guilty pleasure is romance stories that feature siblings or sometimes other family members, but mostly siblings, quote unquote, falling in love. Which, like, when I say that out loud, I know it sounds really bad and really skeevy, you know, because of course there's those ones where, like, it's clearly an effed up situation, you know what I mean, like, just twisted, you know what I mean, and, like, just, like, for the record, I'm not at all into, like, the type of manipulative stories, that dark stories, really, that talk about essentially abuse and child predators and tries to glorify that. I'm not into that at all. Just that's something that will put me off real quick. I can't deal with that. But sibling romance stories are still a guilty pleasure of mine. I blame manga for this. And as I say that, I know that's a straight up lie because I was into Harry Potter fanfiction for a lot longer than manga. And quite frankly, Fred and George Weasley as a couple was my jam when I was a preteen. Don't know what it was about that, but that was my jam. And for a little bit there, I went ahead and threw Ginny in there as well, which I look back on that and I cringe so hard because it's just like, they're blood siblings. And that's gross. You know, that is hardcore gross. Like, blood siblings and blood family members, I'm not at all into now, unless they're, like, far removed, like blood cousins. Okay. Still a bit weird, but I will accept it, and quite frankly, there's a few mangas that I am a huge fan of, because I like the main ship, and the main ship are cousins, basically, kissing cousins, whatever. But I can't do it if it's blood siblings. That being said, that won't necessarily stop me unless the mangaka, like, makes it blatantly obvious that they are siblings. Then I'm like, they may not be blood siblings, so let's continue reading, basically. Like, unless they come out and bring out blood tests in the manga saying that they are siblings and they are blood siblings, I'm gonna keep reading until that point, basically, because 9 times out of 10 it ends up being, at least with manga, it ends up being a situation where, like, an aunt and uncle is raising a cousin, or someone adopted the older, like, the couple adopted the older sibling first, or things like that, basically. So, like, you know, that's fine at that point. Like, they're not blood siblings, so who cares, you know? All that being said, I don't love this type of stuff because I am secretly in love with any of my cousins or siblings or anything like that. I love it because it's fascinating to me. Like, the whole aspect of it that's fascinating to me is that this is always a situation where they grow up together, believing that they are siblings and seeing each other as siblings, and yet somehow, just magically, once they hit puberty, they love each other romantically. I don't understand that. I really, truly don't. Like, I feel like every single time I start to reach that point, like, in the storylines where they're talking about their childhoods and everything, I'm just, like, looking at it and staring at it and, like, okay, but, like, how did that go from innocent sibling, like obvious sibling interactions to like, bam, I want to bone you? I don't understand it. I don't at all. I have 8 siblings. I am the middle child. I have 4 younger siblings and 4 older siblings. My older brother, who is the oldest boy in my family, is, let's see, let's do maths here now. He's about, we'll just say 6. He's like at least 6 years older than me. He's a pretty decent far away age. So as you can imagine, we grew up as siblings, but weren't super close. And there are mangas where like that type of situation is like, ooh, suddenly they get closer when they're older, and now, like, no. No, that's not how it is. What it went to was like, oh, he's my older brother, and like he's like, I looked up to him because he was my older brother, you know what I mean? And like, definitely for a little bit there, I had some like little baby crushes on his friends, but like never him. And like, when we became adults and started talking to each other as equals, it was just like, oh yeah, he's still a pretty cool dude, you know? Like, I wish that I hung out with him more. I wish we were like friends, you know? But I mean, granted, I am also asexual, so like, not my default setting anyway, but like, I just don't understand how you can grow up with people or a person, viewing them as a sibling, and then view them as a romantic partner. That is fascinating to me. So that's why I love sibling and family member type mangas, because like I think that like another part of it, the biggest part of the drama in the shoujo manga specifically for this, is that they know it's wrong. Their family knows it's wrong. If their family knew, they would be embarrassed and angry, and they would be separated. So like, obviously that's not something that was normalized in the family. So like, how does that become a thing? And how is that such a normal thing, apparently, that it's a super popular storyline to make in Japan? Like, and like, the cousins thing is super popular too, but like, I get that part, you know, because if I remember right, Japan's culture is still generally the type where it's normal to have multiple, like, generational households, essentially, where there's multiple generations of like living under one household. I can see that, you know, or multiple generations living very close to each other. So I can see that. I understand that. I can see how that could be seen as normal, and it definitely does mention in the mangas that, oh well, cousins can marry each other. Like, that seems to be the justification when it comes to cousins in these mangas, is that, oh well, cousins can marry each other. It happens all the time. So like, cousins I understand, but like, I don't see how those leaps can happen with the siblings, whether they're blood related or not. I don't get that. So yeah, I say all that just to say, yeah, I'm a major hoe for them slight incest or hint of incest mangas. I love them. So originally I was going to use one of the ways I made in Magical March for this, but I was a dum-dum, and I realized that I accidentally deleted like half my captures while clearing a memory for my tablet. So sorry about that. Instead, you get this guy. His name is Sam. Even though he looks like one of those characters that are like super evil and like always going on about how smart they are and how they're the most clever person ever because they always read books, he actually is very kind at heart. He's a very kind hobgoblin, and he's always helping like little old ladies cross the street and things like that. So he's not that bad of a guy, I swear. But he still is super arrogant and always talks about how smart he is. But you know, that's forgivable since he's a really nice dude. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my rant about Incest manga, and you have an amazing day.